Article paragraph writing and letter writing are the both topics, editorial and company letter. I have edit the paragraph and fill in the gaps, tenses, models, deadlines, verbs.
You do models today?
You have to take out the volume of one from EPT because I didn't know it. Did I know the grammar would be there today?
Okay. No, because you said no last time your exams are starting. So I thought we'll do grammar.
About that question.
Hmm?
Their exams are not starting.
So grammar, they also need to do grammar.
Now we will finish first footprints or the chapter is in me.
Footprints without lead?
Over.
Okay. But anyway, this Amanda is too easy. Okay, we finish this.
Amanda is easy like it's complaint poem. Someone is saying, don't fight the names, something like that.
Footprints without feet.
I'm really not telling about Nehru Killer Global School.
1 minute, huh? 1 minute. What do you want me to know? What?
Our school name is Killer Global School, and the head office is in Nehru. So they are saying the paper is going to come from there. So we don't know how the paper comes. Nehru Killer School. I have to check.
Oh, this is, have you read this? Interesting story.
Yeah.
This scientist, he is, what do you say? He is a brilliant man, but lacks values. So once, because he was thrown out of, because he's thrown out of his house, he decides to, first of all, he comes up with a,
Experiment.
yes, he conducts an experiment, and which makes him invisible. And then, because he does not pay his rent on time,
Burn that house.
yeah, he is a house owner, the landlord, he throws him out of the house. And he gets so angry, he decides to burn his, that attitude of anger, he burns his house, then now he burns that house, now he has no place to live. Then what happens? How he becomes invisible and tries to do things, basically steal things. It's not that he was doing something good. He doesn't become Mr. India. Have you seen Mr. India movie? In that he tries to
be invisible, but he became good person.
Yes, so he fights with the wrong guys. This he himself becomes a wrong guy. That's the difference. Footprints without. Can a man become invisible? This is the story of a scientist who discovers how to make himself invisible. Does he use or misuse his discovery? The two boys started in surprise at the fresh muddy imprints of a pair of bare feet. What was a barefooted man doing on the steps of a house in the middle of London? And where was the man? They were startled to see suddenly two footsteps. They couldn't see the man and bare feet. They were wondering why there were these barefooted imprints. Why a man is walking on the streets of London where it is so cold without wearing any shoes? And where is the man? They can't see the man, but they can see the footprints. So they were startled. As they gazed, a remarkable sight met their eyes. A fresh footmarks appeared from nowhere. Further, footprints followed one after another, descending the steps and progressing down the street. The boys followed, fascinated, until the muddy impressions became fainter and fainter, and at last disappeared altogether. You know, these boys, they saw these imprints appearing on the footstep, on the staircase, coming down. So they started following. And then they followed, but as they went ahead, the footprints became fainter and fainter, and then they disappeared. The explanation of the mystery was really simple enough. The bewildered boys had been following a scientist who had just discovered how to make a human body transparent. He had discovered a new method to make human body transparent. Do you think that is possible? You don't know.
Is the generation can do anything.
I know. We are at that stage where we cannot reject anything. Anything can happen. You know, I had read somewhere which said that if you talk to a 18th century man, then you realize for him, we are God. He can talk to anyone from here. I can literally have the world in my palms. I can talk to anyone from here, anybody living in the other part of the world. I can see what is happening in other part of the world. I get to know every information that is happening anywhere in the world. See, for the 18th century man, me being able to talk to someone without going there itself is a miracle. You know? So in those days, the things that they would say the gods could do, he could see. Divya Drishti, today I have Divya Drishti. I can see what is happening in other part of the world. They could hear, they could talk. Someone, what I'm trying to say is science has progressed so much. This can also happen one day.
Ma'am, we had to see Olympics.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It is not like really interesting.
It is always interesting.
Well, like last year, India has won, like, we did win the Olympics, but
It's not big, but the yeah.
now it has become so interesting. Like the new appearing games, they have also like achieved the quarterfinals for Olympics. It's more important than winning a medal that you are.
It is very important to win a medal. It is important to win a medal for
But it is good for development that are playing in a game that you will understand and will further improve in the next generation. And it's my like I was in a table tennis player.
Yeah, it is important to win at that level. At that level, yes, of course they have better faculty, better competition.
Now we have win a bronze or silver medal, but in
Yeah, we won the bronze in shooting.
yeah, now again when shooting was going on, I saw that he was in the first position, then went down to second position, and I was in the fourth position.
She also showed in the second position. She lost by 1 point. This low point.
She was going to have a silver medal, like bronze. But it's fine. She became a women's history.
But then for her own achievements, it's all personal achievement. For her, she was in history by 0.1, 0.01, मतलब वो second का भी fraction. Like imagine.
It was going to land on 10, but it landed on 9, on the border of 9, I think.
No, 10.71 and 10.73 is the difference.
Here also the difference was only 2 points. We have many expectations from like the Ravan, which is like the senior first position. Freestyle, judo, everything like we can get whenever 10, 7, 8, 9, so we can get it.
But Griffin,
From
Griffin.
Griffin, the scientist had carried out experiment after experiment to prove that human body could become invisible. Finally, he swallowed certain red dust, and his body became as transparent as a sheet of glass. Gold also remained as solid as this.
Okay. So it became as transparent as sheet of glass and as solid as sheet of. What was the name of our scientist? What did he do to make his body transparent?
He had
Swallowed
certain
drugs. Okay.
Brilliant scientist who he was, Griffin was rather a lawless person. His landlord disliked him and tried to eject him. In revenge, Griffin set fire to the house. To get away without being seen, he had to remove his clothes. Thus, it was that he became a homeless wanderer without clothes, without money, and quite invisible, until he happened to step in some mud and left footprints as he did. He escaped easily enough from the forest.
Now you know how he became a homeless person? He was a lawless man. One reason what tells us that he was a lawless man, he was disliked by his landlord. Probably he did not pay his rent on time, and therefore he tried to remove him. How did he react?
Setting the fire.
He set fire to the house. Now to get away from being caught, what did he have to do? He had to take his clothes off and be invisible. Okay, so now he didn't have clothes, he didn't have a home, and he became a homeless wanderer.
He escaped easily enough from the boys who followed his footprints in London, but his adventures went unknown with him. He had chosen a bad time of the year to wander about London without boots. It was midwinter. The air was bitterly cold and he could not do without clothes. Instead of walking about the streets, he decided to slip into a big London store for work. Closing time arrived, and as soon as the doors were shut, Griffin was able to give himself the pleasure of clothing and feeding himself without regard to expense. He broke open boxes and wrappers and fitted himself out with warm clothes. Soon with shoes and overcoat and a white green hat. He became a fully dressed and visible person. In the kitchen of the restaurant, they found cold meat and coffee and followed up the meal with sweets and the wine taken from the grocery store. Finally, settled down to sleep on a pile of plates. But only Griffin had managed to wake up in good time, all might have been well. As it was, he didn't wake up until the assistants were arriving next morning.
Okay, so here, what did he do? He didn't have clothes, but he could not go without clothes. Why? Why couldn't he go without clothes?
Did your brain become visible again?
Yeah, he was invisible. But why couldn't he remain invisible? Why did he need clothes?
Because it was cold and
It was a midwinter. It was a winter time. And it was very cold. So he couldn't go without clothes. So what did he decide? He came to a departmental store. He came to a store. Okay. Once the store closed down, it was a closing time. Once it closed down, he decided to feed himself without regard to expense, without paying. So he went, he opened the box because it was closing time, all the people left. Okay, he was the only one and he was invisible. So what he did, he opened all the boxes, started eating, removed the wrappers, and fitted himself out into expensive clothes, wore all expensive clothes, shoes, everything, an overcoat, wide brimmed hat, okay, सब कुछ लिया उसने. And he sat in the restaurant, ate cold meat or cold cuts, coffee, and then he was full. Then he decided to sleep. So then there at the departmental store, the shop had many quilts. So he decided to sleep on quilts. Slept there, nicely covered himself in quilts. Now he would have gone unnoticed had he woken up on time. No? But he did not wake up on time. He woke up late when the assistant had already come and opened the shop. What happens then?
when he saw a couple of them approaching, he panicked and began to run. They naturally gave chase. In the end, he was able to escape only by taking off his newly found clothes. So once more, he found himself invisible, but naked in the cheap jailbreak.
Oh,
This time, he decided to try the stock of a theatrical company in the hope of finding not only clothes but also something that would hide the empty space above the shoulders. Shivering with cold, he hurried to Drury, Drury Lane, the center of the theatre world. He found a suitable shop. He made his way invisible upstairs and came out a little later wearing bandages around his forehead. Dark and dark glasses, false nose, big bushy side whiskers, and a large head. To escape without being seen, he cautiously tagged the shopkeeper from behind, after which he robbed him all the money he could find.
oh. See, that's how he was. Now, in that first departmental store, they started chasing him. So he, in order to escape, he had to remove all his clothes. Only then they can't see him, no? So again he was without clothes, and again in the chilly winter. So what did he decide? He decided he will go to a theatrical shop. जहाँ पे भाड़े से कपड़े मिलते हैं, like no all. So he went to one shop. He took bandages. Then he took a false nose. He wore glasses. Okay, and then he had his what do we call side whiskers, big bushy side whiskers. Then he had a large hat. So he covered his face and plus he had few artificial hair and something so that he looks like a natural man. And then before escaping from there also, he attacked the shopkeeper and robbed him of all the money he took. There. So you know how lawless he was. Therefore, he was a scientist. He was lawless. So you need to remember all these points because there is a question. He was a great scientist, but he was lawless. To explain. So you have to remember all this.
Eager to get away from crowded London, he took a train to the village of Kitty, where he took 2 rooms at the hotel. The arrival of the stranger at an inn in winter was in any case an amazing event.
Because who goes out as a tourist in winter? Usually people visit different places in summer. So in winters, anyway, the inns, inn means a hotel, are empty. This new tourist had come, so it was unusual.
A strange of such uncommon appearance set all turns right. Mrs. Hall, the landlord's wife, made every effort to be friendly, but Griffin had no desire to talk and told me, my reason for coming to a place is a desire for solitude. I didn't wish you to disturb the room. Besides, an accident has affected my face.
So, what was the name of the landlord's wife?
Mrs. Hall.
Mrs. Hall, is nobody has seen this man had a very uncommon appearance. Bandage, goggles. So everybody started wondering who this is. Mrs. Hall tried to be friendly, tried to ask questions, tried to talk to him. Was he happy with that?
No, you don't have any desire.
Okay. So he said, look, I've come to Ipin because I want solitude. Solitude means I want to be left alone. I want to stay alone. And plus the accident has left my face, has affected my face. So I'm not interested in talking to anyone. Don't disturb.
Satisfied that her guest was an eccentric
Eccentric.
and in view of the fact that he had paid her advance, Mrs. Hall was prepared to excuse his strange habits and irritable temper. But the stolen money didn't last, and presently Griffin had to admit that he had no more ready cash. He pretended, however, that he was expecting a check to arrive at any moment. Shortly afterwards, a curious episode occurred. Very early in the morning, a clergyman and his wife were awakened by noises in his church. Creeping downstairs, they heard the chink of money being taken from the clergyman's hands. Without making any noise, and with the poker grasped firmly in his hand, the clergyman flung open the door, surrendered. Then, next to amusement, he realized that the room appeared to be empty. He and his wife looked under the desk and behind the curtains and even up the chimney. There wasn't a sign of anybody, yet the desk had been opened and the housekeeping money was missing. Extraordinary affair. The clergyman kept saying for the rest of the day. But it was not as extraordinary as the behavior of Mrs. Boone's furniture a little later that morning. The landlord and his wife were up very early and were surprised to see the scientist do hard work. Usually it was short and long, and he was curious if anyone entered his room. The opportunity seemed to go to the mist. They whipped around the room, so nobody and decided to investigate. The bed clothes were cold, showing that the scientist must have been up for something. And strangers did the
Clothes and bandages.
that he always wore were laying around the room. All of a sudden, Mrs. Hall heard a sniff close to her ear. A moment later, the hand on the bed's post leapt up and dashed itself into her face. Then the bedroom chair became alive. Springing into the air, it charged straight at her legs foremost as she and her husband turned up in terror. The extraordinary chair pushed them out both of the room and then appeared to slam and lock the door after them. Mrs. Hall, almost feeling down, fell down the stairs hysterics. She was convinced that the room was haunted by spirits and the stranger had somehow caused that to enter into her furniture. My poor mother used to sit in that chair, she moaned. To think it should rise up against me now? The feeling among the neighbors was that the trouble was caused by the witchcraft. But the witchcraft or not, the news of the
Burglary.
burglary at the clergyman's house became known. Street scientists were strongly suspected of having had a hand. Suspicion grew even stronger when they suddenly produced a middle clash, though he had admitted not long before that he had no money. The village constable was secretly sent. Instead of waiting for the constable, Mrs. Hall went to the scientist who had somehow mysteriously appeared from his empty. I want to know what you have been doing to my chair upstairs, she demanded. And I want to know how you came out of my empty door and how you entered the lock. Scientist was always quick-tempered, now he became furious. You don't understand who or what I am, she shouted. Very well, I will show you. Suddenly he threw her bandages, whiskers, spectacles, and even boots. It only a minute to do this. The horrified people in the bar found themselves staring at a headless man. Mr. Jeffords, the constable, now arrived, and the fact surprised his wife that he had to arrest a man without a head. But Jeffers was not easily prevented from doing his duty. If a magistrate warrant to order the person's arrest, then that person had to be arrested with or without his head. There followed a remarkable scene as the policeman tried to get hand of the man, who was becoming more and more visible as he threw aloft of one garment after another. Finally, it showed flew into the air, and the constable found himself struggling with somehow he couldn't see at all. Some people tried to help him, but found themselves hit by blows that seemed to come up from nowhere. In the end, Jeffers was knocked unconscious, asking when a last attempt to hold on to the unseen scientist. They were nervous, excited cries of told him, but this was easier said than done. Griffin had shaken himself free, and no one knew where to lay hands.
So that's the story. First, he said he doesn't have money and some of the money will be arriving. And then a curious incident took place at the whose house? The clergyman. He could hear the coins, being taken. And therefore he came down with a poker in his hand. And then opened the door and surrendered. And then he checked. There was no one in the room, but the money was missing. So he found it extraordinary. There is no one entered, there was no one in the room, but the money is missing. And then the whole thing with Mrs. Hall. How she saw the door open, went inside, and then suddenly she saw that the bandage, the whiskers were all kept on the table there. Naturally, she suspected where this person is. And then what did he do? How did he throw them out of the room?
The chair
Suddenly she saw a chair flung towards her and then he, in the air, because they couldn't see him, he was holding the chair. They could only see the chair. Because other the chair is flying in the air and coming towards them. Do you have the book? So I'll ask some. What does the word eccentric mean? Simple, brilliant, rich, or weird? Weird. Who was making the footprints on the street?
The scientist.
What was his name?
Griffin.
Why was the air bitterly cold?
Because it was midwinter and
What was Griffin suspected? Why was Griffin suspected when he produced some ready cash?
because he had told that he didn't had any money,
Did not have.
and was expecting a check to come.
Okay.
And from the morning incident that the money was
And only after the incident of
Mrs. Hall.
theft in the clergyman's house, Griffin produced the money. So therefore, they suspected him. So the thing would be, you will write that Griffin had no money and he was expecting a check very soon. After the incident at the clergyman, okay, there was a theft in clergyman's house, and after that, Griffin produced the money. Since his giving money coincided with the theft, they suspected him. Do you remember? What will you say? Why did they suspect him?
Because Griffin had no money with him. He was expecting a check to come very soon. And the incident of the theft in the clergyman's house
Coincided with
Mrs. Hall.
no, coincided with Griffin giving money to Mrs. Holmes. Okay. It was a, you want to make it simple? Okay, you remember? How can you say that Griffin was a brilliant scientist?
Because he always used to experiment.
Why was he a brilliant scientist? Because after number of experiments,
He
or
had
other
discovered how to
experiments,
become an invisible.
yes, he had discovered human body, how to make the human body invisible. After escaping from London, where did he go?
To the third glitter.
So, which place? Where did he go? To the village of
Age of
Italy. Why did Mrs. Hall think that the room was haunted with by spirits?
because the chair where the
So first, she heard a sniff close to her ear. Then the hat
and the baggage
hat in the room left up. Hat in the room left up.
and the chair was
And then the chair was flung towards, was flying towards her. Who had caused this to happen? Griffin. What did Griffin do with the landlord?
uh, he bought his house
Okay, and then escaped the scene.
without being caught.
Why was Griffin wandering the streets?
Because he was now a homeless man without any food.
Now tell me if you have to write this answer in or 2 months.
Why was Griffin wandering the streets?
Tell me, why was Griffin wandering the streets?
Firstly, the landlord had stolen part of the house.
Okay, so when landlord ejected him out of the house, what did he do?
He burned out.
He burned as a okay, he burned that house as a revenge. Then
He managed to escape without getting caught.
yeah, in order to escape without getting caught, he what did he do?
Took many rare drugs to become invisible and found a
अरे वो तो उसने पहले ही किया था.
way.
Yeah, he was already invisible.
He removed all his clothes.
Yes, he removed all his clothes and thus he Now he removed all his clothes to become invisible. Thus he became a homeless man. Thus he was without home as well as clothes, and he was wandering the streets.
Why does business fall?
Find the scientist
Eccentric.
Okay, because of his strange appearance and also when she tried to be friendly, he had
Yes.
rejected her by saying that he had been come for like solitude and wanted to leave alone, and then she would struggle.
That's
Good. Griffin was rather a lawless man. Have you started writing the first answer? Okay. Because you will write the third answer first. It's a long one. Okay. We'll first discuss what it would be. So tell me, Griffin was rather a lawless man. Complete.
I think it's because Midland was a lawless man because he always wanted to do what he wanted and didn't care about anyone. When the landlord had ejected him, he had burned down his house in anger. Then he banded the streets and then he entered into the London Wall. Then he opened all of the boxes and
Then he ate and then he ate without spending any money. more expensive clothes, but had to escape.
Escaped when he had got caught. Then he went to the village of the friend.
No, then he went to
To
the
theoretical store where he had robbed out the
where he got the what
bandages around his head, the
Band-
whiskers and the
and fake nose,
the darks, the
clothes
darks,
and clothes,
and even robbed the
and while moving out,
without before he had robbed his
he I think he beat him up. No,
No,
he attacked. He attacked
the
attacked the owner and robbed him of all his money. Okay.
Then he went to the village of the island where Mrs. Hall had tried to be friends with her, but didn't had it.
No, then he went to village of Whipping and rented 2 rooms in an inn. There too, he tried to when he ran out of money, he
Had robbed the
robbed the clergyman's house.
And when he was encountered, he had threw the hat and chair towards Mrs. Hall and her husband.
Yes. This proves that Griffin was though Griffin was a brilliant scientist, he was rather a lawless man.
Because he was not concerned.
Okay, he was only concerned about himself. Fine. So write that answer first. These 2 answers you will write, but this is a big answer. This is like 4-mark answer. A very commonly asked question. There is another question which says, how would you assess Griffin as a scientist? So Griffin was a brilliant scientist, but he was a lawless man और उसके लिए ये पूरा लिखना. Okay? I'm not asking you to write that question because both the answers will have more or less similar. Both the questions will have similar answers. Huh? Now read.
Griffin was a lawless man as he never cared about others and harmed them for his fulfillment. When the landlord ejected him, he burned down his house and went visible. He wandered around the streets of London and went into the London Mall where he wore expensive clothes, an overcoat coat and a white-headed hat. He opened the boxes, fed himself, and went to sleep comfortably in the quilts, but had
Without paying any money.
without paying any money, and he went to sleep in the quilts, but had to escape in the morning when he had got caught by the employees. After that, he had went to a clerical.
He had gone.
It's on the clerical store where he got bandages.
Went को change करके gone कर दिया.
He got bandages around his head, whiskers, dark goggles, hat and clothes. While he was escaping, he attacked the shopkeeper and robbed him. After that, he went to the village of Epping, where Mrs. Hall tried to be friendly with him, but he ignored her. He stole the money from the clergyman's house without getting caught, and even threw chair and hat towards Mrs. Hall and her husband when they tried to encounter him. Thus, Griffin was a lawless man, as he was only concerned about himself.
Good. Now, so why was Griffin wandering the street? उसका आंसर तो उसमें आ गया. Yes, you wrote that. No? Part of it is that only. Why does Mrs. Hall find the scientist eccentric? Okay, that you can write. Why did he find eccentric?
Of his appearance.
Because of, okay, he had a strange appearance. He had tied bandages around his face and wore goggles. And then, or you can just say that he had strange appearance. Then she tried to be friendly.
He told that he had come here to desire for solitude and he didn't want anyone to disturb him while his work.
Okay, he rejected her by saying that he had come there for solitude and did not wish to be disturbed. So you write this answer, second one. Write the second answer, eccentrics. Hello.
I'm before time.
Very good.
You're not before that.
And why didn't you inform that you're not coming again last week? Supposed to inform. किसको बोला था?
दर्श को
दैश तुम्हारा सेक्रेटरी है। तुमने तुम्हारा बताना चाहिए ना?
I know what to
Since we are doing grammar, we should finish that answer. मैंने भी तुम्हारा कर दे सकते हैं।
अरे मैम मेरे घर पर फोन कर रही है मैम ने आज का भी बोल रही
मुझे पूछना पड़ेगा अभी करके नहीं कल कुछ भी नहीं पता क्या लिखा है इसमें।
So you will, which book did you say? You have grammar book?
No, you have to take 1 minute. Ma'am, should I ask her?
यश नाम साइड करके आ रहा है
Even you did not bring the grammar book. Volume 1.
मैम इसमें तो लिखा था कि कम्युनिकेटिव इंग्लिश है
You thought we'll do grammar. We haven't done grammar in a long time.
Ma'am, ask question से
I'll give the passages.
आप डिक्लेयर कर देना मुझे चाहिए। मैं पूछ रहा हूँ यार मैम वर्ड नहीं कर
क्या?
फॉर्म मतलब उस दिन बोल के आ गए अभी टाइम है
ना? तुमने आंसर लिख दिया?
हाँ
पूरा?
आपको स्ट्रेंज अपीयरेंस
Yeah.
like range appearance and when she tried to defend an obstruction he had rejected her by saying that he had done
टीचर
that and it
gratitude. Then come on there for solitude.
बाहर बैठ रहा है
अंदर बैठने की
मेरे को बाहर बैठना है
ये तुम लोग सारे बुक्स में लेके आए हो।
मैम हमें थोड़ी ना पता
और उसमें कम्युनिकेटिव इंग्लिश
वहाँ पे मत देखा करो।
अरे मैम हम लोग वो देखते
सब
हैं
लेके आओ।
वो नहीं देखते तो मैम हमें चिल्लाती है वो की बात है
कुछ भी। एक बुक लाना है नहीं तो ग्रामर लाना है। इंग्लिश में इतना लाना ही क्या है? I'll give you. Then now you will have to sit and write the sentences.
चलेगा नहीं
PDF.
अच्छा
One minute. One minute.
पीडीएफ
अच्छा, listen. Have we done determined?
Yes.
याद है?
यस
Yes.
या
Yes, sir. Then we'll do orders.
हैं
orders भाई
Model auxiliary.
कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स
अरे मत कर यार
कल दे देना भाई कल
मैम ने बोला कल दे सकते हैं मैं बात करके आ रहा हूँ
बिल्कुल तो कुछ नहीं
मैम कॉल कर रही थी पता नहीं
मैम
कब
बस एक ही निकला है थैंक यू
मुझे क्या कहते हैं? Can I say?
चॉकलेट लेंगे
मुझे भूख लग रही है मैं भूख पूछ रही हूँ
तो पूछ लो
हाँ
इधर
हाँ क्या मुझे शूट कर रही है
अच्छी प्लॉट अब प्लॉट में शेड है
क्या मुझे भूख लगी है
मत कर यार मैं नहीं रोकने वाला बड़ा यार शेड है
लिटरली आयुष से सिलेक्ट
हाँ।
करके सुन भी गया था
हाँ
तो क्या हुआ था
सचमुच से
हमने बता इसने ही बताया था आयुष ने
आयुष
बोला
ने बोला तूने तो बताया मुझे याद नहीं है
तो मैंने ही बताया था
नहीं रात में बताया
हाँ
नहीं बोला था अरे सर आयुष ने बोला
चील चील वाले रेड पे पागल है
तो फिफा खेल रहा है
ये ओलंपिक देखता है क्या करेंगे
हाँ आईटी लैटिक्स में फर्स्ट अगस्त से देखना चालू कर
एथलेटिक्स
अभी कौन सी मैच चल रही है
आज पता नहीं भाई एथलेटिक्स से स्टार्ट करेंगे अभी तो मजा नहीं आता है यहाँ पे स्विमिंग में मजा आता है लॉन टेनिस में मजा आता है
फ्लॉन्ट टेनिस के बाद
वो ताकत करने में मजा आता है
अच्छा खासा
अरे वो एयरफिशियल वाला
अपनी जो उसका कार्ड था अच्छा इंडिया का
इंडिया जीत चुकी है
अभी अभी हुआ है इसका कार्ड जैसे जीतेगी किसको नहीं पता है पहले
तो
जब
उसका-
से रखने रहते का फोटो वीडियो उसको तेरी हाँ मेरी
इसका था वो इसका था
इसका
मैं नहीं उठाऊं, मतलब मैं नहीं उठाऊं।
भाई उसके लिए इसको उठाना
कैसे तो
कूद
तू
के
ही
जा।
खाएगा।
कूद के जा।
अब
भाई,
चुप
बात-
चुप के पीछे क्या
बात-
चुप कर।
हाँ और
कूद के जा।
क्या है
प्लीज
ठीक है अभी ठीक है तुम लोग बैक चलेंगे बड़ा पूरा टच में नहीं आ भाई वापस करके जा रहा है इसको
अरे क्या हो रहा है भाई?
हम बहुत सब देखेंगे
देखो
वही
कुछ
बोल।
हो नहीं रहा है।
ऑफ कोर्स
वही वो-
वो हमारा वही वो
ठीक है बोल रहे थे लोग हम 4 घंटे की नींद लेके फिर माने रहता है इतना अच्छा है।
यूश 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 यूश
हाँ वो कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में सारे पूरी क्या कर रहे हैं? तेरे को भी कर रहे हैं बड़े अपन के बाद 11 या 12 कुछ नहीं किया तो तेरी याद तो नहीं मिली ना पिट्ठी जा मैं तेरे को आया भी पहले वाले चल मतलब नहीं मेरे मम्मी मेरे घर की जब की गर्लफ्रेंड क्या
क्या
उसको मैंने वो फॉलो कर लिया अरे उसको नहीं वो जो ट्रूथ रिवीलर है
चलो समृद्ध का लिखा है मुझे
अरे यार मेरे को भी दिखाया
अरे तू फॉलो करता दिखता नहीं है
अरे मैंने आज फॉलो
हाँ तो
दिखा दिखा दिखाओ हाँ दिखाओ चपटी के बारे में इसलिए
चपटी का चला
दिखा ये कौन सा है मुझे
रुक रुक रुक
एक सेकंड बैठ रहा आते हैं चल कुछ भी करता रहता है काम में
टेंशन सी
जब भी जाना था क्या है भाई क्या है
मैं देखो नहीं पाता
See, bस junior and junior. I don't care man, age matters not. And maturity also.
तो बच्चों भाई इतना इतना कुछ कैसे करें
I wanna die for simple
boys
Yeah, that's what-
my god it's so scared it's राजमा जॉब करने से
मैंने ऐसा जॉब किया कि मैं जॉब छोड़ दी जाना है तो चाट बार
भाई इस पे भाई खिलाफ तो बनता है
साथ में एक ही हॉस्पिटल तभी जाता है तो हॉस्पिटल चल जाता है
वन टू
क्या
थ्री फोर
कौन सा रोटी बना है नीट की
वो तुम दोनों भी नीट देते हो
हाँ जी
तू भी नीट देते हो
तुम भी नीट है
हाँ एक ही साथ में तीनों नीट दे रहे और वो यूट्यूब भी हाँ भाई
नीट तो वापस आया वही यूपीएससी आईपीएस
भी कर लेंगे ऐसा है
और मैं डांस में ऐसे करेंगे
और
डांस
किन के बारे में
क्लास
लिखा
अपना डांस का ग्रेजुएशन के बाद
सिद्धांत हम तो दिलाची दर्श
ऐसे में मेरा लेक्चर आएंगे
और
आएंगे
देख अगर वो सिद्धांत और विलास का डांस है
नहीं जानता नाम तो जानता नहीं
तेरे को जहाँ आएगा गुड मॉर्निंग गुड मॉर्निंग भाई इंग्लिश का क्लास स्टार्ट हो गया पता है ना
लोग ना ये लोग है
ग्रामर
ये पूरा करोगे
हाँ
मेरे को
भाई 8 पे 8 आ गया
हाँ
हमारे ग्रामर का क्लास है मैथ्स का क्लास नहीं वो इतना दिमाग पड़ेगा
चलो लेट्स डू
धीरे धीरे
Here.
मैम शेडी
नाम शेडी
मैम शेडी
अरे मैम शेडी प्लॉट खत्म हो गया
शेडी प्लॉट का क्वेश्चन आंसर्स करना है सारा क्वेश्चन आंसर्स नहीं किया ना हमने
बस एक ही किया था
देखो बड़ा पता है
क्योंकि मैं पिछले क्लास में प्रेजेंट ठीक है आज क्या करेंगे
आज ना मॉडल्स करेंगे मॉडल ऑक्सीजन ओके ग्रामर आज ग्रामर करेंगे बहुत दिन से ग्रामर नहीं किया and then I had also thought that I'll give you that descriptive writing पर फिर वो क्या करेगी तो वो next time बोलूँगी descriptive passage का तुमको चाहिए था ना now model auxiliary what is the meaning of auxiliary helping verb that's right auxiliary means helping verb so there are two types of auxiliaries one is first is called primary auxiliary and the other one is called modal auxiliary which are primary auxiliaries is are was were am all these are did do all these are primary auxiliaries okay and the other ones like can could shall should may might will would
out
ought and must all these are
model
modal auxiliaries what is the main difference in them when you use these auxiliaries modal auxiliaries can will shall must they are not just helping verbs they also mean something when you use words like is are was what they do mostly is they help the verbs to tell the tense okay लेकिन यहाँ पे along with tense it also tells you a meaning each word has a meaning now what is the meaning of this each modal auxiliary that's what we are going to learn today okay so let's start with the first very common one here when I say I can write very fast or I can swim very well what does that mean ability exactly that I'm able to swim see many times when you are in school and when you ask can I come in teacher says don't say can and you always wonder Q what is the difference the difference is this the minute you say can I come in will am I able to come in do I have the ability to walk and come in but can is also used to ask permission many a times you know the usage changes so there are two uses one sometimes but the perfect use is ability so can means ability I can run fast अभी can का past tense is
good
good when I say you know I could run very fast
past
in the past
past ability
that's run fast I can run fast
I can run fast
लेने लगे
नींद लग रहा है it is run
क्या करें 30
could is also used for possibility sometimes. He could probably do it. जब हमको when we don't know confirm, okay, it is also used as possibility. But strong past ability and it can also be used as possibility sometimes. You understand the meaning of possibility when you are not
yes
confirmed sure. Will. When do we use will?
Future ability.
Future tense. Simple future tense.
Future.
Okay. Or I will do it.
Determination.
Don't worry, I will come with determination. Willingness. Okay. Willingness, determination, promise, or you can say that's it. Willingness, determination, promise, or certainty. Something will happen pakka in future. So, willingness, determination, promise. I will accompany you home. You promise your friend, don't worry, I will accompany you home. Past determination. ये determination of past determination.
Future to do something.
No, good is past tense, but
Did something in the past.
huh?
Did something in the past.
It's you
Should
know,
have done.
we would celebrate Holi with lot of enthusiasm. Means what?
Not that we will celebrate only.
We
Suggestion.
would do it. Now we don't do it. So habitual action in the past. Something that we would do. I would run. You know, we would do it then. Now I don't. So habitual action in the past. Habits in the past. That is, what should I write? Habitual action or habitual action in the past?
Habits in the past.
Okay, well, you can simplify that. Holy, not H capital. Next is shall. Shall is promise or suggestion. Can you give me one sentence with shall?
I shall come.
You shall not come late. That's a threat. Shall is also used as a threat. Shall not come late to class.
You shall not come early to the class.
Please sign it.
Or basically suggestion. Shall we go home today? Or shall we go home early today?
Sure.
Yes.
So promise or suggestion.
Should.
One sentence.
Promise could be you think for something.
I shall go home today.
We shall come.
I shall give you an
We shall
birthday.
come late. We shall have the
I
class.
shall give you in your birthday.
That's what it would be when. We shall vote for you. That's our promise. Or we shall. Now, important is should. Should is advice. Yeah, advice. Okay, most of the time should is advice. You should study that.
That's
So
what we do
every-
every day.
Yeah,
Every day.
So you should come to school on time.
You should get marks in your
Yeah, you should work hard.
to earn marks.
You should work hard to provide.
One reason.
You should not watch mobile. So it is an advice.
Earn marks.
Okay. So what is the difference if I say must? You must come to the class on time.
Strong advice.
It is compulsion. That is the difference. When I think must, yeah. So compulsion is must. Advice is should. You should look after your parents. You should not talk
Back.
yeah, you should not talk ill about anyone. All this is advice. अगर नहीं किया तो मैं तुमको जेल में नहीं डालूंगी. I cannot send you to jail for that. But when I say must, you must come. That means it's a rule. Okay? You must not trespass. You must not walk from. You must not cross. When the signal is it?
Yes.
Green. Yes. So that is something that you should follow. It's compulsion. So you should
You do not talk.
after your old parents. And compulsion is you must come to school on time. मतलब तुमको ऑप्शन ही नहीं है. Come must. Compulsion.
Like our principal says.
Now may and might. May and might. Both mean
The same.
possibility. It may rain tonight. मतलब पता नहीं है. शायद होगा. That is possibility. Okay. I might go to Pune next week. Something is it's not confirmed. Might possibility. Okay. So we may leave early today. Not sure.
Are we?
Okay, so that's possibility. So it may rain tonight. जब कुछ confirm नहीं है ना, it is possibility. I might go to Pune next week. That's possible. Then there is something called ought to. Ought to is also obligation. Ought to is like should. Obligation. Should advise, obligation. Should is also. Obligation means something you should do. You ought to look after your old parents. Same like should. तुमको कोई जेल नहीं भेजेगा. It's your moral responsibility. Ought to. Obligation means moral responsibility. You ought to speak truth. Moral responsibility. There is one more. Used to. Used to भी use होता है same for past habits. Same like would. और must के जैसे क्या है? Same like must is need to. Something that is necessary. No. I want you to read the functions. What each one stands for. Okay.
बस पढ़ना है ना.
Learn, try to remember क्योंकि उसके बिना you will not be able to write. Done? What is should stand for?
Which
Should.
advice or suggestion?
Okay.
इतना क्या कर लिया तू?
What is must?
अरे मैंने थोड़ी ना कहा. Must with compulsion.
हाँ. Maybe पता है. तुझे advice क्या है ना? तुझे नहीं पता.
Not bad.
क्या है?
One minute, I'm looking for the question.
1000 kilometers.
अच्छा, may, might is also request.
Not wrong mind.
May usually. May is also a request. May is also a wish. May is also a blessing. May God bless you. It is also a wish.
अब आपको लिखाओगे आज descriptive paragraph का.
आज नहीं पहले ये मॉडल्स तो कर दे.
वो नहीं रख सकते.
क्या?
एक कल कुछ होमवर्क नहीं कर.
कल का?
ये केमिस्ट्री में कुछ होमवर्क था.
नहीं
मैथ्स में करना
हाँ कर लिया मेरे को करना पड़ेगा. I'll write few sentences here.
Oh shit.
अच्छा हम देख रहे
I must.
हैं.
क्या? मैंने यार. हाँ. नहीं ये राजन में नहीं आता. Ma'am, can you directly write the sentence?
Yes.
Fill in the blanks करके नहीं लिखा मतलब पहले क्वेश्चन का आंसर वैसे नहीं लिखा
नहीं डायरेक्टली
क्या मतलब अलग पेज में तो कर गया थोड़ा सिंसियर आई भी लिखा
देखो अभी इधर
डॉक्टर
स्पेस
बचा
बचा इधर स्पेस बचा
स्पेस में कहाँ लक्ष्य
By the way, handwriting na, it's a handwriting.
It's हमारे handwriting. ब्रैकेट में मैं ऑप्शन लिख रही हूँ इसका
इसके तो मल्टीपल आंसर हो सकते थे करवा देते
सेकंड वाला
इसलिए मैंने ऑप्शन लिखा है
कौन पंचुअल में डी नहीं होता
हाँ
पंचुअल में डी होता है तो एच
टी लिखा है हमने।
अच्छा सॉरी
ये देखो एच लगा
पंचु यार पंची Ma'am, you have that. You have
Hot chocolate.
हॉट चॉकलेट हॉट
बर्गर की हैट दिखा।
मेरे को भी हार्ड ही लगा ही लगा
हैट चॉकलेट क्या है?
Ma'am, ये डाउट है फिर तो मैं छोड़ सकता हूँ should you have
मेरी विश हो सकता है
मैम बिल होगा।
will you have hot chocolate
वो
question
लिखने
mark?
से ना कि
Ma'am, may मतलब may you have
May you have hot chocolate every day?
Ma'am, should like mommy
Should you
want
have-
help
should you mummy
health
It's a question, no question mark आता है. You should is usually you should have hot chocolate every day.
No, ma'am, should you have hot chocolate if unhealthy हुआ तो should you have
Should you have hot chocolate every day? तो वो it will be ऐसे इसमें it will be will.
माम सिक्स का बिल है ना
अरे तक वो ऑप्शन दिखने हैं सिंपल का
ये लोग शेड नहीं है
नॉन बिजनेस
माइंड
Then of the
माइंड से
right.
देखा है
हाँ अच्छा
the child might be
करेक्ट है
हाँ
तेरा तुक्का भी सही है।
तुमको सही लग रहा है वो तुम्हारा?
नहीं
तुमने मजाक किया तो मैंने भी मजाक किया।
और क्या होगा? English question.
See, remember one thing. Determiners we have done. Determiners always come before noun. Okay? And model auxiliary always comes before verb. Need to remember that. So it will be either this or usually a passage is given. I'll give you a passage now. It was just a warm-up, etc. Okay? I'll give you a passage. So book नहीं लेके, otherwise you would have done all the passages from the audio. So in the exam, when you come, fill in the correct blanks, आता, तभी you will remember, you will check whether the blank before the blank given blank is before the noun or if it is before the verb. If it is before the noun, then you have to use determiners. A and the, his, her, my, this, that, enough, few, one, two, those determiners. If it is before the verb, then most of the times it is these words.
ऑप्शन क्या देगा कि हमें कुछ से लिखना
Depends on your but CBSE
बोर्ड है
कोर्स में तो ऑप्शन हर चीज में देते
Option होता है.
हाँ एक बात ऑप्शन
पूरे ग्रामर उनको ऑप्शन ही होता है तो कुछ लिखने ही नहीं।
हाँ, उनको इस बार के एग्जाम में ईमेल आईडी का वो नहीं किया था
हाँ
प्रश्न पेपर.
हाँ बिकॉज़ मैंने वो नहीं देखी हाँ
क्या मुझे समझा नहीं।
भाई मैम वो जो ईमेल आईडी का वो जो था ना फॉर्मेट
हाँ,
वो आपने बोला तो क्वेश्चन में मिलेगा वो नहीं दिया.
हाँ, बोर्ड
नहीं दिया।
नहीं वो मैम कल नहीं देगी
लेकिन बोर्ड में आता है।
हाँ बोर्ड में आता है जब बस अगर बोर्ड में नहीं आया तो
तुमको पता है ना, इसलिए तो सिखा है ना ईमेल राइटिंग।
कि वो बोर्ड की फिर राइटिंग नहीं दिया पास
तो अभी करते हैं बड़े लोग
Good right
लिखना
now.
पड़ेगा.
You could write ना।
जी मेरे पहले सी
और तो उसमें भी क्या होगा?
अरे मैंने please learn. That's why I told you that by heart that email वही sentences लिखते हैं इसमें. By heart whatever I gave.
तू फॉर्म में अपना नाम दूसरे का नाम रखेगा जी में
मेरी टीचर ने कहा
तू में अपना नाम रखेगा उसको फॉर्म में अलग
think that the principal will not know
Now
what ये इकोनॉमी मेरी खाना था मुझे को देना
मैं तो बड़ा भी
the parents used to
किसी वर्ग के नाम से अपने आप ईमेल
मेरा वो है periodic test
हाँ।
तो बस उसी के ऊपर ईमेल लिखना था मैं वही कहा और मैम बोली do you think that the principal will not know this
But then oh, what was the thing? Where did you have to go? कहाँ जाना था?
बहुत yes
तो प्रिंसिपल को कैसे मालूम होगा डीएसओ कब है? डीएसओ वाले डिसाइड करते हैं ना डेट।
पर उनको पता
पता तो होता ही है ना कभी होता है एडमिशन उनको तो डेट्स आते हैं उसके हिसाब से प्रैक्टिस
वो डेट्स आते हैं लेकिन उसके हिसाब से एग्जाम तो नहीं रखते ना।
नहीं इसके साथ लोगों को पोस्टपोन नहीं
एकदम इम्पॉसिबल इवेंट डाल दिया हमारे क्वेश्चन है ना पर वो पॉसिबल था बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन था
तू गए थे चलो लेंगे.
Okay, अभी tell me. Should we start with you?
यस
First one.
शमा
देखो
देखो बोला
इसको मैं borrow this pen from
Yes. May I borrow this pen from you?
might
What? Read the sentence.
my mother
Will
may
scold
scold me
My mother will scold me. Yes, confirm.
my mother
Confirm.
will scold me मैं पहले ही नहीं बोला
Might क्यों बोला फिर?
माइंड के बाद नहीं बोलनी.
My mother might scold me.
मैं बोला मैं स्कूल में
On time.
हम
Not must scold me. That is तुम्हारा तो मम्मी को कंपल्सरी कर दो.
मम्मी तो कंपल्सरी मारी नहीं
So that is will. When you are sure, no, it is will. If you write determination and confirm, okay? Will. वो होने ही वाला है फ्यूचर में. That is will. मस्त मतलब तो मम्मी को कोई मम्मी मस्त मतलब मैं इतनी नाराज हूँ कि मम्मी
एमसी पता है
Good.
यही
What? Your no.
You should be punished.
Punished ही punctual हो.
Punctual.
फिर क्या होता है क्लास में?
आई कहाँ से आया
Okay. Now your turn.
नहीं.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a
Spice.
अरे तू
अरे
एक
चार
चार
को
को
डाला
डाला.
बहुत हो गया ना.
कब बोल रही
अगर she said I shall visit. Oh. ये बोला है.
आपने आंसर ही बोल दिया.
Okay.
Will you have hot chocolate?
Yes.
must the child
Must the child be
the child must be taken to the hospital
hospital immediately should be taken to the child.
Now mostly it comes as a paragraph. So I'll give you a paragraph. Okay.
हाँ पैरा नहीं लिखना
हाँ लिखा नहीं जाएगा.
Hey, तुम लोग मतलब ना इतने नौटंकी हो.
पता है मैम टेंशन हो. क्या ही कर सकते.
chewing पे किधर
ठीक है खाता भी
इतना बड़ा चूसा
वो बंद कर रखा. नहीं मतलब मेरे को पता है उधर है भाई.
क्या होगा
नहीं बहुत हार्ड है.
अगर ये तेरे पास आता है नहीं किया नहीं आया नहीं किया तो मेरा हाथ से ड्रॉप
अभी उस
मां लिखना पैसेज
Yes.
साल.
नेक्स्ट टाइम से याद रखना ये बुक लेके आना.
ये हमारे पास ही है
नहीं
भाई वॉल्यूम नंबर 1 नहीं है.
ये हमको नहीं दिया
अरे
हमारा तीनों वॉल्यूम छीन लिया
अच्छा हाँ.
no you have must have this
नो
volume 1.
हमारा छीन
मेरे
लिया
पास तो है लेना वॉल्यूम ग्रामर
Volume 1 is grammar. take it.
Volume
और उसमें
two
letter
is
writing में
grammar.
दिया हुआ है. The letters are good. You learn the letters from here. You learn the letters from here. Then you will make.
हाँ लेके आ हमें भी
That's what I
बात
do.
करूंगी.
Every week I tell them to learn one letter. And then, so it's very good. Then you remember those sentences and you never go wrong. There are some certain letters. You take 10 minutes, learn the letter. Then Monday you give them to ask them to write any one topic. So you must have this. You have this, no?
हाँ मुझे बस तो बस के लिए मैंने रख लिया मेरे को पता है.
Good.
मैं अभी आप मत लिखो. क्यों वो लोग लेके आ रहे हैं तो हम पीछे से आंसर लिख देंगे. उनके पास एक हमारे पास एक. फिर आपको भी मेहनत नहीं करना पड़ेगा.
Right.
मैम को मेहनत करी.
Good. Smart.
स्मार्ट वर्क.
Yeah. And we can do more of them.
मैम यू शुड प्रेफर स्मार्ट वर्क मोर देन. तो जो 12 घंटे की पढ़ाई से 4 घंटे में कर सकते हैं तो स्मार्ट वर्क बोलते हैं जो मैं करती हूँ.
12 घंटे
हम लोग को पता नहीं मेरे सारे दोस्त यार लाइक मैंने 12 घंटा पढ़ने पड़ेगा. भाई 4 घंटे पढ़ने तो मैंने उतनी काफी है.
नहीं पता है लेकिन इसलिए अगर
मजा आ गया. पर जब तुम्हारे पास कोई डिस्ट्रैक्शन होता है मैं तो ऐसे बोलूं मैं बैठी हुई
How's your leg?
Now I was suffering from that. I'm suffering from that.
Now are you suffering from?
Wow, nothing gets digested. Why? कुछ भी ना खाओ ऐसे बैठ पानी में दिमाग खराब हो जाता है. मुझे भूख लग रही है. सबको डर लग रहा है कि बाहर का कुछ खाओ तो कुछ भी हो जाएगा तो फिर मेरे को हॉस्पिटल ले जाना है. मैं बचपन से इंजेक्शन लेके आई हूँ क्योंकि मैं आस्था का पेशेंट हूँ. पर तब मेरे को इंजेक्शन चलवा था. आईसी का एक्सपीरियंस मेरे को पता है कि कितना ठंडी लगता है. हम सारे पूरे हॉस्पिटल में इसीलिए रहता पर आईसीयू में सेंट्रल एसी लगा के रखते।
हाँ
इसलिए सारे नर्सेस को आईसीयू में रहना पसंद है कि एसी भाई एसी
हम
गर्म नहीं हो पाएगा
लगेंगे आईसीयू
कुछ ये काम है ना तू लाइक क्या बोलते हैं नहीं एनेस्थीसिया वाला बन जा और तो हॉस्पिटल में तो कोई भी नहीं बैठा समझा ना
क्यों?
क्योंकि हम लोग के पास है।
तुमने साइन किया हुआ है।
वो बोल रहे कि हाँ तुम्हारे पास ही रहेगा।
मैं दिया तो था उस दिन तुमने बस नो कॉल वापस किया था एक बार ना था
फिर मैंने साइन कर दिया था।
डॉली
खा लो।
उनके पास है क्या 2 एक्स्ट्रा अभी के लिए?
और आप मेरे को दे देंगे
मैं नहीं आ रहा हूँ तो नहीं बैठे रहे। आपकी शॉप में बहुत ज्यादा महंगा है। क्या कर
कितना टाइम हुआ है भाई
हाँ तो ना
एक करके बहुत है ना साइड में बड़ी सी वॉच
ये बढ़िया है
वॉच
लड़की सी वॉच मुझसे ना हो पाएगा ये बस मैंने
अरे ये चाहते का नहीं होता है लेकिन पूछता ही अंदर बिना दोस्त से मैं भी कर दूँ करना नहीं है टूट जाएगा मेरा चाहता इससे
स्कूल में बहुत घंटा रहता था स्टेज में चढ़ चढ़ के जो मिट्टी का आवाज कर रहा है सो सोचे थे कि
मैं भी तो
घर जाके देखना next time you have to bring this.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
giving you this. Don't write anything on this. That's for today's use. Every answer. Answers in the notebook. Okay. Turn to page number 128. 128 and go home and check. Okay. Next week you will do this. Will you be coming to
थर्ड वाला डॉगी वाला
will you be coming next week? Of course. You have your study for your exams now. Ma'am, August 20.
झूठ झूठ झूठ
अरे इतना दूर एग्जाम है तुम्हारा.
इसलिए मैंने अगस्त 21 नेक्स्ट वीक था
Okay, she said उसकी एग्जाम नेक्स्ट वीक है उसका ग्रामर नहीं हुआ. That's why
why not
इसका आपको मैं कब का बोलती होती अगस्त 21 था मैंने
अच्छा she can see. She can
How can I help you?
grammar because there is no grammar done.
How can I मैं तुमको हेल्प कर सकता हूँ बेटी लेने हाँ है तुम जो कर सकते हो
Now, you will write the answers in the notebook. Only the blank.
ABCD लिख
Yeah. Do question 3 first since I started writing that. And then you do all actually.
अपना बीच में
Each में रखें.
हेडेक नहीं देखे पता है मेरे को हेडेक है
Don't see the answers.
I'm not seeing the answers.
अच्छी है
You read on your own and पास ना. Do the second one also. Fourth. I mean, do the second one. Sorry, not you did the third one, no?
Yeah.
Now do the second one.
Yeah.
उनका ए ना लगता है करना ना.
हाँ, super. Both second and third.
सारे बेटे सेकंड वाले. सेकंड वाले.
Most common. Common ones यहाँ पे क्या क्या होता है? Will, should, must, can.
यही आता है.
These four are most common. Okay.
Can you discuss?
No.
तो मेरा दिन पे है.
There are bits like
Single.
Oh.
We check her answers also. In the meantime. Done, no? We'll discuss. You tell four blanks.
First one glance.
First four blanks.
I am having a severe toothache. Sit down. How may I help you? Sorry.
How can I help?
How can I help you is also right.
How may I help you?
No, may starting में आएगा. How के साथ can है. How may I help you?
Will you come with me to the dentist?
Yes.
Maybe. Why not? I can. Maybe.
I will.
I will.
I will just come after changing my clothes.
Yes. Now Dolly. Next four.
Remember fourth to question.
Fourth हुआ ना तुम्हारा?
नहीं इसका fourth नहीं.
Thanks. Can you drive the car?
Yes. Can you drive the car?
Oh.
Oh. Oh sure, but I think I should inform my mother's first.
Mother.
Mother.
I should inform my mother first. Okay. Then
Good. It's aching a lot. I promise myself I would not eat chocolates and toffees now. Yes.
I must not eat chocolates.
I promised myself that I will not eat. I must not eat. I promised. I must not eat chocolates and top.
Ma'am, must तो ऐसा होता है ना.
I promised myself I must not eat.
I will not.
I did not. You have promised. No. Willingness.
अच्छा.
You कोई दूसरे when somebody says you must not eat, doctor said you must not eat. So when you are telling yourself, it is willingness. I will not eat.
ना इनका should है.
अरे इसको मिली लिखना मैंने जी का मस्त लिखा मैंने
हाँ
G. Yes. You shall stop eating.
मस्त इधर मस्त
no must you must stop eating all this as these things cause harm to our teeth.
I think in the meantime,
रुकना इसको लिखूंगा
I think in the meantime, I should apply some clove oil.
yes
I think it's going to help.
good
Thank you.
मुंह बंद करो
okay now you tell first 4 blanks of question 2
while playing squash, I suffered a slip disc.
while playing squash
I suffered a slip disc. I thought I would never be able to play squash again.
I thought I would never be able to play squash again. I will never.
I never
I'm good plus then you
मैं
must
मेरे
pass
माइंड
and
में ना नेक्स्ट ऐसा हो गया ना कि शायद
I thought I may never be able to. I thought I can never be able to. able can नहीं आएगा क्योंकि able to लिखा हुआ. So I thought I might or I may never be able to. Yes.
Will.
I will never be able to. Will is also right actually. I will never be able to play squash again.
मैम लेकिन बिल तो कंफर्मेशन हो गया
Past tense भी हो जाए, future tense भी है ना वो. It is
Hmm.
also used as a future tense.
ये तो tense ही सबसे पूरा solve कर रहा हूँ.
But both are right. यहाँ पे दो options होंगे. Will is also right and
नहीं हो
may is also right.
rather I thought I can never walk or stand on my feet.
Rather, I thought I
can like I don't
I
have
will never
I will never walk or stand on my feet again. Rather, I thought I no. I might never. One minute. Rather, I thought I can never walk. No, we can.
क्या
मैम अगर कुछ लिखा तो
I can never.
मैम अगर कुछ लिखा
कोड तो पास हो गया
No.
I thought I could.
Yes, 1 minute. I thought it. Okay, thought means past tense.
I could.
I thought.
I could thought कैसे होगा भाई
Like,
I thought I could.
No. I thought I would never
तो है ये बोल
1 minute. Always read and see the tense. I thought I can. I thought I can is present tense. वो present और past को confuse मत करो. Present past के साथ past ही आना चाहिए.
आधा
So I thought I would never walk or stand on my feet again, but
when I was watching an interview of Sudha Chandran,
what?
which
Yes.
made me think if she can dance against artificial lyrics,
I could.
मैम she
I can. No, if she.
could
I can also play squash again. No, then.
Yes.
I was
मैम लेकिन क्या है और लेकिन ये तो पास्ट की बात हुई
Ability है ना.
See, I was watching an interview of Sudha Chandran, which made me think if she could dance, if she can, but she still can, na. It's not that she would,
She is right.
कितनी पॉपुलर है.
पॉपुलर
पॉपुलर.
नाम बताओ
सुधा चंद्र.
चंद्र
चंद्रन जो भी हो.
चंद्र
सुधा है ना. सुधा किसे सुधा है.
Okay, I can. If she can, then I can do it.
Your chance.
तूने 4 ऑप्शन लिखे ही है ठीक है
I will not give up hope.
Very good.
should
I will not give up hope.
Yes.
should is determination ना
Will is willingness, should determination.
अच्छा मुंह बंद रख ले 4 ऑप्शन लिखे ही नहीं
चुप रह. I thought that I should start trying and slowly I will achieve success. Right?
See, अभी है ना सही गलत.
गलत.
No.
I might.
I should start trying and slowly I will achieve success.
मैं सही आंसर तो कर लिया.
Each day
I will walk a step and promise myself to walk this few steps.
each day
I shall walk this.
I must walk a few steps. I must
मैम जी का आंसर क्या है?
मैं काट नहीं, मैं काट के मछली खा
भरोसा नहीं है पर
Now do this.
हाँ
Question
बोलो
four.
ना
हाँ
बेटा, वो डिस्क्रिप्टिव पैराग्राफ का
क्या अभी
5
क्या
मिनट,
लिखना है?
5 मिनट में लिखवा दो.
क्या लिखना
आप
है?
भी सब लिखते रहेंगे
Descriptive
मैम
paragraph.
लिखना क्या है?
डिस्क्रिप्टिव पैराग्राफ का पूरा नोट्स
अरे हाँ
Next,
दबके
next,
हाँ
next, next, next.
ऐसी कंपेयर की
हाँ? Descriptive paragraph में तुमको नहीं है.
मैंने ऑब्वियसली
अरे तुम फर्स्ट कहाँ पाओगे ना?
हाँ मैं भाई
सर चलो सॉल्व कर दे
कौन सा? वो भी सुनना है A B C D E
हिंदी हटा दो काट नहीं
We're doing the Dina one ना?
हाँ
या
हाँ बोलो. Done with Dina?
डन ना
तुम लोग कर रहे हो या सिर्फ देख रहे हो?
डन
Dina Dina देख.
दीना दीना
done.
What?
Oh, bad words, abusive words.
Abuse. This is abuse.
नहीं वो चिढ़ा है.
Shame on you.
That's not an abusive word.
What?
Whatever he said.
Third? Abusive word. That's not you, shut
It's a loving word.
What is this word? Now you shall continue with the answers.
Dina. Okay. And who should we start with?
Me.
Whose turn it is?
मैम ABCD E F G
A, B, C, D, E, F.
मैं डी रखूंगा
You tell first two.
First two.
तुमसे start करना है? Okay.
I know what should I know what
I know.
what should I do.
Yes, right.
Well, since you are putting on weight, you could plan a
You
healthy.
You must.
must plan a healthy diet.
Can.
You can plan.
You must, na?
You must plan a healthy diet.
मैम क्या करें?
और कोई प्रश्न है?
You must plan a healthy diet. Must is. Next.
Well, since you are putting on
I
weight,
know.
Next वाला भाई.
Third.
you are right. I will.
Yes. I should not.
I should not. वही बोलो. हाँ. पर वो जो third का F है, I dash not eat chocolates and toffees. उसमें भी तो will use था.
कहाँ पर है?
वो third के F में.
I promise myself that I must know. तुमने promise किया था ना पहले sentence में पढ़ने.
Should. That's right. And you can also start exercising.
You should also.
You should. Yeah, advice they दिए ना उसको. Next.
Not expected.
May I start with walking for an hour a day?
Okay.
Shall na?
Shall I start?
Shall I start? Okay.
May
Well,
I?
actually, may I or can I is also fine. Can I start? May ना बहुत ऐसे comments skill your. So can I start is better.
Yes, but what is important is that you should try to have a release.
Yes. Now, यहाँ पर एक interesting है question 1 practice exercise. Okay. अभी quickly you don't write the answer. Tell me orally. Your turn. The error has been underlined. Replace the underlined word with the correct word.
Me first.
No, इसका chance है.
I can never forget the days of my childhood.
I
I
could not forget. I could never
I
forget.
must, I might, I will not.
I shall never forget my days. अभी कुछ could भी बोलो, will भी बोलो. Now think and then. I shall never forget. With I, it is usually shall.
okay.
I shall never forget the days of my childhood.
Must have a second.
You want to take a second?
When I used to play in the village games with my.
When I could over.
Okay, I shall never forget the days of my childhood when
I used to.
I used to play. Okay, or I would play. Both are right. Both are right.
Used to.
Used to be correct.
Village
Good is also correct.
Village.
friends.
Village friends.
Village names with my friends. We shall. We should run.
Now यहाँ पे क्या करना है ना? See, whenever it is a passage or a continuous sentences, read all the sentences first. उसके बिना तुमको लिंक नहीं आएगा. So read those 4 sentences, find out the answer.
Would. Would.
See, I shall never forget the days of my childhood when I would play in the village lanes with my friends. We would run on Kacha Road with our
मैंने बोला.
mini danda
मत कर.
throughout the day. When I came back, when
I came back home. My mother.
Have scolded me. Have
एक
scolded.
sentence
Used to scold me.
No. She.
Out to school.
My mother would scold me.
My mother.
come back.
My mother may scold me. Possibility है ना? और could.
But mother would scold me.
Wow.
Or I look really dirty.
She will give me a bath.
Okay. She give you a fun.
Eight give those back.
तू दे तेरा मुझे. अरे दे ना यार. No.
अरे भाई दे.
हाँ?
यूनिवर्सिटी है. मैं आपको बाय यूनिवर्सिटी बता रहा.
Better check whether you have these books, huh? You are going to do the letters.
Yes.
तुम्हारा भी लेके आना, okay?
Remedy is the remedy.